Did you know that Malaysia is one of the first few countries in the world to launch a flying car? But first, we need to understand why.
Malaysia can become a hub to manufacture or assemble the aerial vehicle.
Now, let me give you some fun facts. There are already a few countries that are working on flying cars or aerial vehicles. US, Germany, Japan, Korea, Netherlands. I may have missed out a few. But what do all of these countries have in common? They are first world and they are technology pioneers. Malaysia, none of those, alright? So I don't understand why we're focusing on flying cars. We can't even get our airport systems right. So many glitches in KLIA this year. And let's not forget, the world knows Malaysia for a couple of things, like Twin Towers, which is good. 1MDB, not good. Food, good. Several incidents that involved aerial vehicles. But here he wants Malaysia to be known to assemble aerial vehicles. I don't think that's a good idea.
Reported by Morgan Stanley, there's no growth in aviation in Malaysia.
Of course, there's no growth in aviation in Malaysia. The only growth is our waistlines due to bubble tea and cheese in every damn food. Now, here's why I disagree with the flying car. But let me give you the pros first. Number one, it'll reduce traffic congestion. Okay. Number two, save time because shorter distance, right? Because you're traveling directly to the destination instead of doing this. Now you learn that in maths, right? Right angle, triangle, right? You take these two sides longer than this side. Finally, putting that information to use. And the third one, maybe lesser emissions. Now we move on to the cons of flying cars. Number one, it's going to be very expensive. Okay, the first wave of anything will be expensive. And Malaysia, our purchasing power is very weak. Right? So the only ones who can afford those flying cars are billionaires, multi-millionaires, and maybe certain ministers. Yeah, imagine flying those cars and then looking down on people. Look at all these people who can't afford flying cars. Number two, I doubt we can carry 5 people. Let's not forget, Malaysia, one of the highest obesity index in Asia. So let's just stick with 2. Number 3, air traffic congestion with drones flying around. Number 4, aerial loss. Number 5, I think there's going to be more accidents because of our weather. Number 2 is people like to use phones. Malaysia, one of the highest usage in the world for mobile usage. In fact, top 10. Yeah, people take boomerang while flying the car and all that. And then the third reason, for the last reason, will be drunk people. Yeah, drunk people nowadays are driving cars. Imagine then flying cars. Imagine calling them, "How are you, bro? Everything okay?" "Bro, I'm quite high lah." Don't have to invest in flying cars. Just invest in better public transportation system and roads. Let's talk about transportation system. Trains. Number one, efficiency. Okay, invest in sensors, in cameras, in digital apps, right? So that you can do all your data analysis. Find out all this data. How many users in this station on a peak period? How long does a user wait on average time during peak period? Are the trains punctual? Is it efficient? Come out all this data and then improve those stats. Come up with the infographic poster and then post it on social media. People will see this poster, and if let's say the stats are improving, Malaysian public transportation system is now getting way more efficient. This will convert road users, car users to public transportation users. Number 2, accessibility. The problem with train stations in Malaysia is accessibility to that station. We still need to drive a car, which defeats the purpose of a train then. Here's a low-hanging fruit to the current government. Very easy for you all to achieve this. For every single road that's being built, build a pathway at the side, a walkway. Alright, so that people can walk to the station. I'll give you a good example. I'm living in Sungai Besi. Near Sungai Besi, there are 2 train stations that are close to my place, 1 or 2 kilometers away. 2 train stations. Now, I don't mind walking 1 to 2 kilometers, but here's the difficult part. I need to cross a 6-lane highway. And conveniently, I'm also living very close by to Nirvana Memorial Center. Now it makes sense why the Memorial Center is there beside the highway. Okay, last but not least, roads. Our roads are in a very bad condition. Let's compare these 3 countries, okay? Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore. Who has got the best roads? Obviously Singapore, alright? There's no potholes, no patches at all, okay? The last time I was in Singapore, 2 months ago, I saw 3 officers looking down at the ground. And you know what happened at the ground? There was one brick that was 1 cm higher than the rest of the bricks. That's Singapore for you. Now, comparing Malaysia and Thailand, who has got better roads? Thailand. I just came back from Thailand and check out their roads.
No potholes, no patches at all. Yeah, in Malaysia, in fact, even in like places like Hartamas, Bangsa, Kepung's the worst. So much of potholes and patches, and people who buy properties worth millions of ringgit. You drive out of your beautiful compound and then boom, pothole. Here, look, normal roads, zero potholes, very smooth. Okay, construction area, still don't have, zero. The roads are still even, by the way, no potholes, no patches. Maybe only here, but this is not the road. Amazing. This is one of the back roads, the place where I'm staying. No rubbish, Tara Sampa. No rubbish at all.
Yep, that's Thailand for you right now. That is Thailand. Alright, the roads are quite smooth, hardly any rubbish. Now let's look at Malaysia in terms of how smooth the road is and whether it's clean or not.
Okay, I just reached KL and check it out.
And this is the parking lot in Hospital Putrajaya for visitors and patients. This is the parking lot. It's just mud. A guy just drove past this extremely big hole and lost his bumper.
Many years ago, I remember reading an article that Malaysia, or is it Kuala Lumpur, will be pothole free by a certain year. I think it's 2020. And I think we are achieving that goal because now we don't have potholes anymore. What we have are sinkholes.
Sudah jam teruk hari ni. Ni punca dia. Pipe pecah. Tak boleh ternak ikan dah tu.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching What's Going On Now episode 16. If you enjoyed my video, please follow me on all my social media platforms over here and see you next time.